e di preghiera siamo invitati ad accogliere l'ingresso della processione del Santo Padre evitando gli applausi.
The celebration of Holy Mass will shortly begin. In order to maintain an atmosphere of recollection and prayer, let us accompany the entrance of the procession and the Holy Father by refraining from applause.
We now move to the Liturgy of the Word, and the first reading will be taken from the book of Proverbs, and it will be in English. It's chapter 8, verses 22 to 31 of the book of Proverbs.
A reading from the book of Proverbs. Thus says the wisdom of God. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, the first of his acts of old. Ages ago, I was set up at the first, before the beginning of the earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no springs abounding with water. Before the mountain
He will glorify me, for he will take what is mine, a reflection of God's infinite beauty. And sport is certainly one of these. For God is not immobile, not by strength, but on the move.
Gli angeli e gli arcangeli, i cherubini e i serafini, non cessano di esaltarti, uniti. Prendete e bevetene tutti, questo è il calice del mio sangue, per la nuova ed eterna alleanza, versato per voi e per tutti in remissione dei peccati. Fate questo in memoria di me.
Gloria in Cristo nostro Signore, per mezzo del quale tu, o Dio, doni al mondo ogni bene.
So the distribution of communion in the Basilica and the communion hymn that you can hear is Nello Spirito del Signore, or In the Spirit of the Lord. It's inspired by Psalm, Permit me to be separated. May receiving this sacrament, O Lord our God, bring us health of body and soul. You can find the whole thing on our Vatican News website, www.vaticannews.va. But the Pope began that message by reflecting on the significance of the Trinity, looking forward to Trinity Sunday, and he reflected on the Trinity as a model of divine love and unity. Three persons in one God live united in the depth of love, the Pope said, in community, sharing that communion with all of us. And the Pope invited his listeners to reflect on their own relationships and communities with that same spirit of love. Lots of his listeners were quite young. It was sort of a youth event, I think, aimed at... obviously, there are no professional full-time athletes in the Vatican, so it tends not to... For instance, the Vatican football team is not a member of FIFA, the kind of international football federation. You can now see the images of outside St. Peter's. We've got Jesus Christ. Jubilee of Sport, and also for Trinity Sunday, where he kind of combined the two. And the way he combined... Jonathan Ribber's footsteps in order to write a new story for the continent. The Eucharistic celebration for the Jubilee of Sport. And now I joyfully greet all of you, athletes of all ages and from all countries. And I exhort you to live out sport, even at a professional level, with a playful spirit.